Here's a surprise for you, everyone out there in TV land, YouTube land. Josh Duggar has been arrested again. Now, the federal authorities are not saying what Josh Duggar is actually been arrested for this time. All they would say was it was a federal warrant and that he is being detained and he has been denied any bail at all. So we know the charges, whatever the federal government is levied against him and are holding him on, are much more serious than the Duggar family wants to lay it on to they possibly could be. Now, in case you don't remember or know who Josh Duggar is, let me give you a little bit of background on Josh Duggar. They were on the reality show 19 Children and Counting. So, who is Josh Duggar? Josh Duggar grew up with 18 siblings in a Christian based family home. He was homeschooled. He was schooled in another religious based elementary and high school, somewhat. He While he was a teenager, it came out later on that he molested 5 young girls as a teenager, 2 of them being his sisters, who both made the most disgusting, vile comments about how they forgave him and they moved on, and that he wasn't a predator, he wasn't a child molester, and that what he did was not right, but they forgave him, basically downplaying what he did. He was never charged criminally with that. The Duggar family admitted to it and basically gave and paid for counseling, Christian-based counseling on how to forgive the molester and never, criminally prosecute him, to the other 3 who weren't family members. So then he got married. He started to have a family himself. I think it was in 2008, somewhere in there. He got married. I think he's on child number 7 since then. He he bounced around. He worked for the Christian Council in Washington, D.C. as a lobbyist. And during that time, they found out he had an account with Ashley Madison, which is a website that helps people cheat on their spouses. He came out and he admitted that he had been cheating on his wife. He admitted to having a porn addiction, Atlanta, Georgia area with his family. And then he was working at a car dealership where he was, still employed at this time that he was arrested. The dealership has been raided by Homeland Security, the IRS. God, I can't name just all of them. The different agencies who have raided them. The Duggar family says that nobody has ever been the prime target of an investigation, and that their home wasn't raided, although it was leaked online after they said that the warrants were issued and a search did occur at the Duggar family home. Not the home that Josh Duggar shared with his wife, but the family home, the Jim, Bob, and Maureen's home that was searched, and they did take a computer and other electronic devices. But you know what? It never happened there, they said. So they emphatically came out to People TV and to TMZ and said that that there was no raid. But it was leaked later on, about a month later, that it really did happen. And whoops, throw away the key. We never said anything. We don't know anything. Now they won't make any public announcements at all. So Josh Duggar was working at the car dealership. It was searched. They seized a bunch of records. In the meantime, he ran into some legal trouble with real estate fraud in particular, and he didn't bother to show up for court because Again, his own words, yeah, is that he didn't show up for court and lost by what's called a default judgment on this, and he lost because he didn't feel that God wanted him to be there. Now, keep in mind, he molested his sisters and three other girls. He cheated on his wife by using a website meant for and helping aid people cheat on their wife. He admitted to having a porn addiction. So, but he's Christian. He's a good Christian man. You remember that, all right? He's been involved in multiple fraud investigations through the car dealership that he's worked at. He worked for a Christian coalition that was trying to push laws and Christian fundamentalism through lobbying into several states, rolling back, first, constitutional amendments and also rights to reproductive health in several states, and they have been successful at shoving these things down people's throats. He again, just recently, and the reason why I'm making this video, has been arrested again and the federal government is not saying at this point what he's been arrested for, but all those people who tuned into watching, the TV show, the reality show, 19 and counting, must really, love the fact that they supported a family for so long, for I think what 6 seasons or something like that, and watching these people grow up, and but even then, these things were happening. Josh Duggar, even during the TV show, was molesting his sisters and three other girls who never got any justice at all, other than they were forced into counseling with a church-based faith group. Now, I don't care where you are in this world. You can forgive, but you can't forget. Something like that happens to you or a loved one. You need justice. You need that person to be put away. Josh Duggar now has, I believe, 3 daughters. And they're a couple years away from the age where he started molesting his 2 young sisters and the 3 other friends. And one sister actually was encouraged, let's say it the best way, encouraged to bring her friend over, who Josh then molested. But he's in jail now. And the federal authorities, again, are not saying what he's in jail for, but he has been denied any possibility at bail. So 19 and counting. Josh Duggar, in case you're wondering, him and his wife have pushed and pitched not only to TLC, but to 5 other networks, a reality show based on him and his 7 children. Because they plan on having, and I quote, as many children as God will allow us to have. When asked if they would like to have more than 19 children, like Josh's mother and father had, his wife said, if I could have 30, and that's what God blesses me with, I'll have 30.